Okay, so we've got our stem in the box arrived in the mail the other day. It's labelled Roughbot. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that term before. It's certainly from Roland. That's to me, so that's cool. The box, it weighs about half a kilo. Just shaking it a little bit. Sounds like it's got small parts inside. The types of things that I think it might be. Something this small, it might have maybe a microbit inside. I know we talked about those foam cutting implements and the things that kids can use to build in class. It might have those. Roughbot, a bot implies wheels, and there's certainly got wheels on the packet, so maybe it's got some wheels in there. It's got a little antenna there which sort of infers a remote control, but I don't know, it's quite light. It's about half a kilo, so it doesn't have a heavy battery inside, I don't think, and certainly Roland hasn't signed the Aviation Security and Dangerous Goods Declaration, so I'm assuming it doesn't have any power sources inside the box. But yeah, so I think small things. Lego comes to mind, or something simple like that, I guess, and some electronics. Well, let's see anyway. Let's get it open and have a look. So just cutting the tape at the front and on the sides. There we go, without taking my fingers off. Going a little closer so we can see what's going on. Okay, we'll open her up. Okay, it comes from the front, that's why. Okay, so now we have Roland's letter, which we've read already. Hopefully I've got the timing right, 60 seconds, that's okay. So what can we see? Okay, here's a familiar little device. I'm quite familiar with these. I use these a lot in class. This is the microbit, little battery pack. That's not a bad one actually, it's a sealed one, which is makes it a little more robust. That's quite cool. Little USB programming cable. Yeah. And there's our microbit. I reckon these are fantastic little things. I use these a lot for all of my Year 9 STEM science and Year 10 STEM science, and there's the batteries for them. Now, some other interesting things. Got some foam beads. We can use those as well. Not too sure what for yet. And we've got some other little parts here. Now, without taking them out, I can see a couple of LEDs, another little circuit board there, 2 wheels, which is really cool. So that's part of the robot part. It's got a little keyway which allows you to attach it to something. So there's 2 of those. That's quite nice. From DF Robot. So DF Robot I've used as a supplier of robot parts, which is quite cool. Okay, so it's a 9 volt to barrel jack adapter. So it's an adapter for a 9 volt battery. Now that doesn't have, it's not a microbit connector, so it might have something to do with that other circuit board that's in there. Let's have a look at that next then. Okay, can't tell what this is straight. Yeah, okay. I think I know what it is. So without opening it up, it's a motor driver. I can see it's probably an LM39 something motor driver there and some connections. This must connect to the microbit in some way, which is quite interesting. I'm going to open the packet because I can't help myself. Oh yeah, that's a motor driver for sure. So that's going to connect, and that's going to be doing the driving to motors, and there are the motors in there. So let's just put that down for a minute. What else? Okay, that is sealed. I'm not going to open that because it's static sensitive, but that looks like an FTDI, so that looks like USB to serial. controller. Does it fit somewhere? It's not a microbit part, so that's interesting. I'll come back to that in a minute. That looks like a USB to serial converter. It's got the FTDI chip I recognise on the bottom there. This is a small substantial package. Like all engineers, I don't read the instructions. Okay, so there's a piece of foam core, which is quite cool. That's quite solid, 3mm thick. That feels like the base of something. I'm in pieces. It's the rough pot, and it's a place to go to do the assembly, which I guess we'll do in a little while. Let's put that there. Let's have a look. There's another box in here as well. It's the instructions for the microbit, which is quite handy. It always comes with those. And no, I don't think I know. Okay. Google Cardboard, cool. Love these. Use these quite a bit. Really, really, really good fun. You can put your phone into these and actually access 360-degree videos off YouTube are excellent. There's another site I use, I can't quite remember at the moment. These things are absolutely fabulous and really like them. There's got, I think this is the version with the switch, yeah. So I think it's moving a magnet in, so it actually activates the iPhone or the whatever smartphone you've got in there so that you can actually use it as a switch to select things. Love these things. We'll have a little play with that some other time. I'm quite intrigued by what's in this bag. What are they? It's a little stack of foam core that's been glued together. Don't know what that is. Sticky pads, yeah, cool. Alright, so that, cool. So that's a 9-volt battery compartment with a switch on it. So that'll have something to do with the LED adapter kit that came out of the box before. It's got something else in there. Okay, they're crocodile clip leads. That's cool. Okay, there are two motors. So with the keyway that connects to those wheels. This is quite nice. I like those. A little bit of breadboard and some connecting leads, so that's nice. That means we'll be able to attach that USB to serial device. That's what I think it is anyway, unless it's a sensor of some kind. I'm unwilling to open this just in case it is static sensitive. I'm not sitting in a right place to be doing that sort of thing. But yeah, little breadboard. So in these, the breadboard, the connections are across each of those lines, so as you plug something into it you can access the connections just by looking at the horizontal lines across the board itself using these little connectors. So there's a male connector and then a female connector, and the female connector will be going to, okay, so there's male pins on this special little board that you're connecting to, and there's also male pins on the motor driver as well, so that must be the connectivity between the controller, the microbit, and the other bit of the robot. There's another USB cable here. Okay, USB-B, and another battery pack. This doesn't look like a 9-volt battery though. Well, maybe it is. Oh, it is. Alright. Cool. Not sure why it's got two 9-volt cells, although it might be to power both motors, the motor power and the microbit power separately, but usually the microbit is a much lower voltage system, so I'm intrigued as to how that's going to work. What's this? Ah, okay, there's a little ball bearing, so this is probably the balance, the third point of the balance between the two wheels and the back of the bot. That's quite cool, I haven't seen those before. Two little attaching screws there and a freewheeling ball bearing underneath. It's quite nice. Okay. So I'm intrigued. I am going to open this. Oh, it's in foam, so alright. Okay. Let's have another look at this. Yeah. What does it say? Ah, no, it's an Arduino Nano. All right. Okay, that's quite good. All right. So that's another little micro. So not only do we have a BBC Micro as a little control system, we've also got the Nano, and we can program both of these from the M-Block or Blockly IDE, the interface that goes with the PC. I've used these a little bit for prototypes and things. They're quite cool. So they are USB connected, and it has what looks to be a I'm just looking at the receive, transmit. Okay, so it's either got some sort of serial bus on the end there. Oh, that's cool. I'm looking forward to play with those too. So that will be talking to the, I think that's the controller for the robot, I would think, and we'll be able to program that to do different things. That's cool. Nice. Plenty of interesting things in there. I've had kids using the Nanos before as well. I'm surprised I didn't recognise it when I first saw it, but had kids using these before. Certainly the microbit, these things are awesome fun. I'm looking forward to playing with that. So that's the unboxing. I like the way the microbit Ready Set Go is a really, I really like the way they've set up their site, and there are heaps and heaps of different sensors you can get that go with the microbit. And I'm using them all over the place for soil moisture sensors, for flame sensors, for robotics within system engineering. It's a really neat little system, and comes with a LED display on the bottom which allows you to do different things. We also can put them into the Grove breakout kits, which give you a whole series of other types of connectors and LED displays. I really enjoy them, and for $20 odd. I recently did Tournament of the Minds with Year 7s and Year 8s, and they used the microbit as the basis for the controller for their Tournament of the Mind operation. Really cool. So that's our box. Really enjoy it, and we'll build something and then we report back in another video later on, but that's my unboxing video.